Did you know that California has an island completely overrun by great white sharks? Or that there's a town in California where it's illegal to wear high heels without a permit? How about the fact that California grows 80% of the world's almonds? What about the underwater forest that's taller than the Amazon rainforest? Or that California has more people than all of Canada? Have you heard about the secret underground city built beneath Fresno? Or that California's economy is bigger than most countries in the world? What about the waterfall that flows upward instead of down? Did you know there's a California town that celebrates jumping frogs every year? Or that the state is slowly breaking apart and could one day become an island? Well, California is packed with unbelievable facts like these. So get comfortable, because we're about to explore 50 of the most mind-blowing facts about California you probably never knew. Fact 50. The Great White Shark Capital. The Farallon Islands, located just 27 miles off the coast of San Francisco, are known as the Red Triangle, the world's most concentrated great white shark feeding ground. Every fall, thousands of great white sharks migrate here to feast on seals and sea lions. The waters are so thick with sharks during peak season that scientists have documented over 500 attacks on seals in a single month. Despite being so close to San Francisco, the islands feel like another world, a prehistoric feeding ground where massive predators rule the waters. Tours are available, but swimming is definitely not recommended. Fact 49. The underwater kelp forests. Off California's coast grows one of the planet's most remarkable ecosystems, giant kelp forests that can grow up to 175 feet tall, making them taller than many terrestrial forests. These underwater forests grow at an astonishing rate of up to 2 feet per day, making them the fastest growing plants on Earth. The kelp creates a three-dimensional habitat home to over 1,000 species, including sea otters, harbor seals, and countless fish. Divers describe swimming through kelp forests as more otherworldly than swimming in tropical reefs, like floating through an alien jungle where sunlight filters down through towering golden brown fronds. Fact 48. California's economy is massive. If California were its own country, it would have the 5th largest economy in the world, surpassing countries like the United Kingdom, India, and France. With a GDP of over $3.6 trillion, California's economy is larger than all but 4 nations globally. The state produces more technology, entertainment, and agriculture than most countries combined. Silicon Valley alone has created more wealth than entire continents. It's a staggering reminder that California isn't just a state, it's an economic superpower. Fact 47. The Upside Down Waterfall. At Yosemite National Park, when winds blow hard enough, they can actually reverse the flow of waterfalls, making water flow upward instead of down. This phenomenon is most common at Bridal Veil Fall, where strong winds catch the falling water and blow it back up the cliff face, creating a spectacular sight of water defying gravity. On particularly windy days, the waterfall completely evaporates into mist before reaching the bottom, creating rainbow effects that shimmer in the air. It's nature's magic trick, happening regularly in one of America's most visited parks. Fact 46. More people than Canada. California's population of nearly 40 million people exceeds the entire population of Canada. If you took everyone in the Los Angeles metropolitan area alone, you'd have more people than 42 individual US states. 1 in 8 Americans lives in California. The state is so populous that if it were removed from the US, the country would drop from the 3rd to the 4th most populous nation on Earth. It's a mind-boggling concentration of humanity in one state. Fact 45. The Death Valley Racing Record. Death Valley holds the record for the highest reliably recorded air temperature on Earth, 134 degrees Fahrenheit, 56.7 degrees Celsius, on July 10, 1913. But here's something weirder. The ground temperature can exceed 200 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to cause severe burns in seconds. In 1972, scientists measured ground temperatures of 201 degrees Fahrenheit. Visitors have fried eggs on rocks and baked cookies on their car dashboards. The heat is so extreme that the Park Service warns against hiking after 10 a.m. during summer months. It's literally one of the most hostile environments on the planet. How are you doing so far? California's strangeness is just beginning. Fact 44. The almond monopoly. California produces 80% of the world's almonds and 100% of America's commercial almond supply. The Central Valley's unique climate and soil create perfect conditions for almond cultivation. Every February, over 1 million acres of almond trees bloom simultaneously, creating what looks like pink snow covering the valley. Beekeepers truck in over 1.8 million bee colonies, more than half of all commercial honeybees in the United States, just to pollinate California's almond orchards. It's the largest managed pollination event in the world, and your morning almond milk probably came from California. Fact 43. The secret underground city beneath Fresno lies a mysterious network of underground rooms and tunnels built in the early 1900s. Known as the Forestier Underground Gardens, this subterranean complex was hand-carved by Sicilian immigrant Baldassare Forestier over 40 years. He created over 100 rooms, grottos, and passageways, including underground fruit orchards where citrus trees grow beneath skylights carved into bedrock. The temperature stays at a comfortable 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. Some historians believe similar tunnel networks exist beneath other California cities, built by Chinese immigrants during the gold rush, but most have been lost or sealed off. Fact 42. The Jumping Frog Jubilee. Every May since 1928, the town of Angels Camp hosts the Calaveras County Fair and Jumping Frog Jubilee, inspired by Mark Twain's famous story, The Celebrated Jumping Frog of Calaveras County. Thousands of frogs compete to see which can jump the farthest in 3 consecutive hops. The current record holder, Rosie the Ribbitor, jumped 21 feet 5 3/4 inches in 1986, a record that still stands nearly 40 years later. It's one of California's most bizarre and beloved traditions, attracting frog enthusiasts from around the world. Fact 41. California is breaking apart. The San Andreas Fault isn't just causing earthquakes, it's literally tearing California apart. The Pacific Plate is moving northwest relative to the North American Plate at about 2 inches per year. Over the next 15 million years, Los Angeles will slide past San Francisco and continue northward. Eventually, the land west of the San Andreas Fault, including Los Angeles, San Diego, and much of coastal California, could break away from the continent entirely, becoming an island. It's happening in geological slow motion, but California really is breaking apart. Fact 40. The abandoned Nazi camp. Deep in the mountains above Los Angeles, the ruins of a Nazi compound still stand. In the 1930s, a secretive group called the Silver Legion of America, sympathetic to Nazi Germany, built a compound in the San Gabriel Mountains, complete with guard towers and barracks. They held rallies, trained members, and flew Nazi flags until the FBI raided the compound after Pearl Harbor. Today, hikers can still find concrete foundations, water tanks, and other remnants hidden in the forest. It's a dark piece of California history most people don't know exists. Fact 39. The Golden Gate Bridge color. The Golden Gate Bridge isn't actually golden, it's painted international orange. The color was chosen because it complements the natural surroundings, enhances visibility in fog, and provides contrast against the sky and ocean. The original plan was to paint it black and yellow stripes for visibility, or possibly gray to match Navy ships. Consulting architect Irving Morrow saw the orange primer and suggested making it permanent. The bridge has been continuously painted since 1937, with a team of painters working year-round. They never finish, By the time they reach one end, it's time to start over at the other end. Still keeping track? The weird facts keep coming. Fact 38. The Winchester Mystery House. In San Jose stands one of America's strangest houses, a mansion built by Sarah Winchester, heir to the Winchester rifle fortune, who believed she was haunted by the ghosts of people killed by Winchester rifles. For 38 years, from 1884 until her death in 1922, construction never stopped. Workers built 24 hours a day, creating a bizarre maze of 160 rooms with staircases leading to ceilings, doors opening to walls, and windows overlooking other rooms. The house has 2,000 doors, 10,000 windows, 47 fireplaces, and secret passageways. Sarah believed continuous construction would confuse the vengeful spirits. Today, it's a popular tourist attraction and monument to obsession and guilt. Fact 37. The largest living organism. In the Inyo National Forest grows pando, but California has its own contender for world's largest organism, the Humboldt County fairy ring fungus, a single organism that covers 2,384 acres and weighs over 600 tons. This massive fungus is estimated to be 2,400 years old. It's not a mushroom you can see. Most of it lives underground as a network of microscopic threads called mycelium. Occasionally, it produces mushrooms on the surface, but the real organism is hidden beneath the forest floor, quietly decomposing dead wood and recycling nutrients for thousands of years. Fact 36. The Salton Sea's toxic beauty. The Salton Sea, created by accident in 1905, became a glamorous resort destination in the 1950s and 60s. Celebrities like Frank Sinatra and the Beach Boys vacationed there, and it was called California's Riviera. But as agricultural runoff increased the lake's salinity and pollution, fish began dying by the millions. The smell became unbearable. Resorts closed, and the shoreline became littered with fish bones and abandoned buildings. Today, it's one of California's most surreal landscapes, a toxic, shrinking sea surrounded by ghost towns, with flocks of birds feeding despite the pollution. It's beautiful and horrifying simultaneously. Fact 35. The illegal high heels. In Carmel by the Sea, it's technically illegal to wear high heels without a permit. The law was enacted to protect the city from lawsuits after a visitor twisted her ankle on the town's uneven pavement and tried to sue. To wear heels over 2 inches high, you're supposed to obtain a free permit from City Hall. The law is rarely enforced, but it remains on the books. Former Mayor Clint Eastwood tried to repeal it, but the law persists as a quirky reminder of California's sometimes absurd regulations. Fact 34. The largest dinosaur fossils California isn't known for dinosaurs, but it should be. In 2007, a high school student discovered a 75-million-year-old hadrosaur fossil in Carlsbad, the most complete dinosaur skeleton ever found in California, and one of the most complete hadrosaurs in North America. The fossil was so well preserved that scientists could see skin impressions and determine what the dinosaur ate for its last meal. Before this, people assumed California was underwater during the dinosaur era, but this discovery proved dinosaurs roamed California's ancient landscapes. Fact 33. The Mystery Spot. Near Santa Cruz, a small patch of forest called the Mystery Spot has confused visitors since 1939. Inside this 150-foot diameter circle, the laws of physics seem to break down. Water flows uphill, people stand at impossible angles, and balls roll upward on their own. Scientists explain it as an optical illusion caused by the tilted buildings and surrounding landscape tricking your brain, but visitors swear the effects are real. Compasses spin erratically, and people report feeling dizzy and disoriented. Whether physics anomaly or clever illusion, the Mystery Spot has baffled over 7 million visitors and remains one of California's most visited roadside attractions. Are you surprised yet? California's got more tricks up its sleeve. Fact 32. The Hollywood sign originally said something else. The iconic Hollywood sign originally read Hollywoodland and was erected in 1923 as a temporary advertisement for a real estate development. Each letter was 50 feet tall and cost $21,000 to construct. It was supposed to last just 18 months, but it became such a landmark that it stayed. In 1949, the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce removed the land portion to represent the district rather than the development. The sign has been rebuilt several times, and in 1978, Alice Cooper, Hugh Hefner, and other celebrities each sponsored a letter's restoration at $27,700 per letter. Fact 31. The Redwood Forest Canopy. In California's old-growth redwood forests, scientists have discovered entire ecosystems existing 200 feet above the ground in the tree canopies, ecosystems that have never touched the ground. These aerial habitats contain soil up to 3 feet deep, supporting ferns, huckleberry bushes, and even other trees growing on the branches of the giant redwoods. Salamanders and earthworms live their entire lives in these canopy sky gardens. Some redwood trees are so massive that their crowns hold thousands of gallons of water, creating aquatic microhabitats in the sky. It's like discovering a hidden world that's existed above our heads for thousands of years. Fact 30. The California condor comeback. California condors, North America's largest bird with a 9.5-foot wingspan, were declared extinct in the wild in 1987. Only 27 birds remained, all in captivity. Through one of the most intensive conservation efforts in history, scientists bred the birds in zoos and gradually released them back into the wild. Today, over 500 California condors exist, with about 300 flying free in California, Arizona, and Mexico. Each bird has a numbered tag, so scientists can track them. It's one of conservation's greatest success stories, pulling a species back from the very edge of extinction. Fact 29. The Watts Towers. In Los Angeles, Italian immigrant Simon Rodia spent 33 years building the Watts Towers in his backyard, using scavenged materials: steel pipes, broken glass, seashells, and ceramic tiles. Working alone without scaffolding, welding equipment, or bolts, he constructed these 17 towering sculptures, the tallest reaching 99.5 feet. He never gave an explanation for why he built them, saying only, "I wanted to do something big." When he finished in 1954, he gave the property to a neighbor and left Los Angeles, never to return. The towers have survived earthquakes that damaged surrounding buildings, proving Rodia's untrained engineering was remarkably sound. Fact 28. The California state mineral is gold. But there's a catch. California's state mineral is gold, which makes sense given the gold rush. But here's the irony. Nearly all of California's easy-to-find gold was exhausted by the 1860s. Today, California ranks dead last among gold-producing states. Yet the gold rush's impact shaped California forever. The state's population exploded from 14,000 in 1848 to 300,000 by 1855. San Francisco transformed from a village of 200 to a city of 36,000 in just 2 years. The gold may be gone, but its legacy created modern California. Fact 27. The oldest operating McDonald's. The oldest surviving McDonald's restaurant is in Downey, California, built in 1953. It's the third McDonald's ever opened, but the oldest still operating. The original Golden Arches design is preserved, and it features Speedy the Chef mascot instead of Ronald McDonald. Inside, you can see exhibits about McDonald's history, including original menu boards showing 15-cent hamburgers. Unlike modern McDonald's, this location has retained its 1950s architecture and nostalgic charm, serving as a time capsule of fast food's early days. How many of these have blown your mind so far? Fact 26. the Fallbrook Avocado Festival. Fallbrook calls itself the avocado capital of the world, and every April, the town celebrates with an avocado festival featuring avocado ice cream, avocado margaritas, avocado cheesecake, and even avocado beer. California produces 90% of the nation's avocados, with much of it coming from the Fallbrook area. The festival draws over 100,000 people annually who come to celebrate the fruit that launched 1,000 brunches. There's even an avocado parade and the crowning of an avocado queen. It's California's most delicious celebration. Fact 25. The California Aqueduct System. California's water infrastructure is one of the world's largest and most complex. The State Water Project moves water from Northern California to Southern California through a system of aqueducts, tunnels, and pumping plants spanning 700 miles. It's the largest state-built water system in the US, requiring so much energy that it's the single largest electricity consumer in California. The system moves water uphill over mountains using massive pumps, essentially making water flow backward. About 25 million Californians and 750,000 acres of farmland depend on this engineering marvel. Without it, Southern California as we know it couldn't exist. Fact 24. The Murphy's Hotel Guest Book. Murphy's Hotel in Murphy's, California has operated continuously since 1856, making it one of California's oldest hotels. The original guest registry has been preserved, and it reads like a who's who of 19th century America. Ulysses S. Grant, Mark Twain, John Wayne, J.P. Morgan, and countless gold rush miners. The hotel has survived fires, earthquakes, and economic downturns by continuously adapting while maintaining its historic charm. Today, you can stay in the same rooms where Civil War generals slept, walk the same creaky floorboards that Mark Twain walked, and drink in the same saloon where miners spent their gold. Fact 23. The Channel Islands' unique species. The Channel Islands off California's coast have been isolated for so long that they've developed unique species found nowhere else on Earth. The island fox, island scrub jay, island night lizard, and dozens of plant species exist only on these islands. The islands are so close to the mainland, you can see them from the coast, yet they're completely different ecosystems. Scientists call them North America's Galapagos because they provide a living laboratory for studying evolution. Some species have been isolated for over 15,000 years, slowly diverging from their mainland relatives. Fact 22. The California state fossil is a saber-toothed cat. California's state fossil is the saber-toothed cat, Smilodon californicus, those iconic Ice Age predators with 7-inch canine teeth. Thousands of their fossils have been found in the La Brea tar pits, where they got stuck trying to eat animals that were themselves stuck in the tar. These weren't just big cats with big teeth. They weighed up to 900 pounds, more than twice the size of modern lions. They went extinct about 10,000 years ago, possibly due to climate change and human hunting of their prey, but their legacy lives on as California's official fossil. Fact 21. The borax wagons of Death Valley. During the 1880s, borax miners in Death Valley faced a logistics nightmare: how to transport borax from one of Earth's most remote places to civilization. Their solution? Build wagons that could carry 10 tons of borax pulled by teams of 20 mules across 165 miles of desert. The journey took 10 days one way through scorching heat with limited water. These 20-mule team wagons became legendary, and the Borax Company used them for advertising. Today, you can see original wagons at the Borax Museum, and the 20-mule team brand still exists on cleaning products. Still with us? More California weirdness ahead. Fact 20. The apple doesn't fall far from Cupertino Apple. Incorporated, one of the world's most valuable companies, is headquartered in Cupertino, California. But here's a fun fact. Steve Jobs wanted to name the company Apple, partly because it would appear before Atari in the phone book. The Apple logo with a bite taken out wasn't meant to reference the biblical fall from grace or Alan Turing's poisoned apple. It was simply to ensure people didn't mistake it for a cherry. Today, Apple Park, their new headquarters, is a $5 billion circular building dubbed the Spaceship that houses 12,000 employees. It's one of the most expensive buildings ever constructed. Fact 19. The lowest point in America. Badwater Basin in Death Valley is 282 feet below sea level, making it the lowest point in North America. Standing there, you're lower than you'd be in a submarine just beneath the ocean's surface. On the cliff above the basin, a sign marks sea level to show visitors how far below they are. The basin floor is covered in salt flats that create hexagonal patterns stretching to the horizon. During rare rainy periods, the basin fills with a shallow lake that reflects the mountains, creating surreal mirror effects. It's alien, hostile, and hauntingly beautiful. Fact 18. The California grizzly bear is extinct. California's state animal is the California grizzly bear, which appears on the state flag. The irony? The California grizzly has been extinct since the 1920s. These bears once roamed throughout the state, with an estimated population of 10,000 before Spanish settlement. The last confirmed sighting was in 1924 in Sequoia National Park. Gold miners, ranchers, and hunters systematically eliminated them. So California's official symbol is an animal that Californians drove to extinction. The grizzlies on the flag are ghosts of a wilderness California destroyed. Fact 17. The world's largest chocolate factory. In Oakdale, California, the Hershey Company operates the world's largest chocolate factory. The facility produces over 70 million Hershey's Kisses every day, enough to stretch around the earth twice if laid end to end. During peak season before Halloween and Christmas, the factory runs 24/7, and the smell of chocolate is detectable from miles away. Locals say you can always tell when they're making different products because the smell changes. Kisses smell different from bars, which smell different from Reese's. The factory tour has been discontinued for security reasons, but the sweet aroma continues to perfume the town. Fact 16. The Folsom Prison Blues. Folsom State Prison, made famous by Johnny Cash's Folsom Prison Blues, has housed California's most notorious criminals since 1880. It's California's second oldest prison and was the first maximum security prison with electric lights. The prison's license plate factory produces all of California's license plates. If you have a California plate, it was made by Folsom prisoners. Cash's 1968 concert at Folsom revitalized his career and brought attention to prison conditions. Today, the prison is being converted into a museum while remaining partially operational, preserving a dark chapter of California history. Fact 15. The Rose Bowl is older than the Super Bowl. The Rose Bowl game, played annually in Pasadena, is the granddaddy of them all. America's oldest bowl game, first played in 1902. The iconic Rose Bowl Stadium was built in 1922 and has hosted 5 Super Bowls, the 1994 World Cup Final, and the 1984 Olympics. But the Rose Bowl game predates the Super Bowl by 65 years. Every New Year's Day, or January 2nd if New Year's falls on Sunday, 100,000 fans pack the stadium to watch a tradition older than the NFL itself. Fact 14. The California poppy is protected by law. California's state flower, the golden poppy, is technically protected by law. You can be fined for picking them on state property. However, this is widely misunderstood. You can pick poppies on private property with permission, and you can pick them on public land too, as long as you don't uproot the entire plant or pick more than a reasonable amount. The myth that it's completely illegal probably helps protect the spectacular wildflower displays that carpet California hillsides every spring in brilliant orange. During super blooms, the poppy displays are so vibrant they're visible from space. How's your California knowledge expanding? More strange facts ahead. Fact 13. The first freeway. The Arroyo Seco Parkway, connecting Los Angeles and Pasadena, was the first freeway in the western United States, opening in 1940. It predated the modern interstate highway system by 16 years. The original design featured tight curves, short on-ramps, and no shoulders, terrifying by today's standards. Parts of it are so narrow and curved that it's considered one of America's most dangerous roads. But it launched California's love affair with cars and freeways that would reshape the entire state. Today, California has over 50,000 miles of highways, more than any other state. Fact 12. The California Academy of Sciences living roof. The California Academy of Sciences in San Francisco has a 2.5-acre living roof covered with 1.7 million native California plants. The roof provides insulation, absorbs rainwater, and creates habitat for birds, insects, and other wildlife in the middle of Golden Gate Park. It's one of the world's largest green roofs and looks like rolling hills of vegetation from above. The building itself is one of the world's greenest museums, with solar panels, natural ventilation, and recycled materials throughout. It's a landmark of sustainable architecture in the heart of San Francisco. Fact 11. The fortune cookie was invented in California. Despite being associated with Chinese food, the fortune cookie was invented in California, not China. Japanese immigrant Makoto Hagiwara created them in San Francisco around 1914, serving them at the Japanese Tea Garden in Golden Gate Park. They were based on a Japanese cracker tradition. Fortune cookies didn't become associated with Chinese restaurants until after World War II, when Chinese restaurateurs adopted them. Today, California produces 3 billion fortune cookies annually. In China, they're called American cookies and are considered a novelty. Fact 10. The cable cars are a moving national monument. San Francisco's cable cars are the only moving national historic landmarks. These Victorian-era vehicles have been pulling passengers up San Francisco's steep hills since 1873. They operate on cables running beneath the streets at a constant 9.5 miles per hour. Gripmen manually grab and release the cable to control the car's movement. There are no engines aboard. The system was nearly scrapped in the 1940s, but a public campaign saved it. Today, the cable cars carry 7 million passengers annually and remain an iconic symbol of San Francisco. Fact 9. The biggest tree by volume. The General Sherman tree in Sequoia National Park isn't just big, it's incomprehensibly massive. With a volume of 52,500 cubic feet, it's the largest known living single-stem tree on Earth. The trunk alone weighs an estimated 1,385 tons. Its largest branch is 7 feet in diameter, bigger than most normal trees. The tree is still growing, adding enough wood each year to produce a 60-foot tall tree. Standing beside it is a humbling experience. You feel like an ant looking up at a skyscraper made of living wood. It's been alive for about 2,200 years and could live another 1,000. Fact 8. The Mojave Desert's hidden lake. Deep beneath the Mojave Desert lies an enormous underground lake, one of the largest aquifers in the world. The Mojave Desert Basin contains enough water to cover all of California to a depth of 1 foot, but it's being depleted rapidly. Communities are pumping out water faster than it's being replenished, causing the land above to sink. Some areas have dropped over 10 feet. This underground ocean took thousands of years to fill, but could be emptied in mere decades. It's California's hidden water crisis, invisible but potentially catastrophic. Fact 7. The Hollywood Walk of Fame rules. To get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, you must be nominated, approved by a committee, agree to attend a dedication ceremony, and pay $75,000. Yes, celebrities or their sponsors pay for their own stars. About 200 applications are submitted each year, but only about 30 stars are awarded. Some celebrities, like Julia Roberts and Bruce Springsteen, have been nominated but declined. Some, like Prince, refused multiple times before finally accepting. The stars themselves are made of terrazzo and brass and must be replaced periodically because millions of feet wear them down. There are currently over 2,700 stars on the Walk of Fame. Fact 6. The Donner Party Tragedy. In 1846–47, a group of pioneers known as the Donner Party became trapped by snow in the Sierra Nevada mountains during their journey to California. Of the 87 people in the group, only 48 survived the winter. Those who lived did so partly through cannibalism, eating the bodies of those who died from starvation and exposure. The site where they were trapped is now Donner Lake, a popular recreational area near Truckee. The tragedy became one of the most famous disasters in Western migration history and remains a dark reminder of the desperate struggles people endured to reach California. Fact 5. The world's largest solar farm. The Topaz Solar Farm in San Luis Obispo County covers 9.5 square miles with over 9 million solar panels. When completed in 2014, it was the world's largest solar farm, generating enough electricity to power 160,000 homes. On a clear day, the sea of solar panels is visible from commercial aircraft. California leads the nation in solar energy production, with enough capacity to power over 10 million homes. The state produces more solar energy than all other states combined. Driving past these massive solar farms feels like witnessing the future. Endless acres of panels silently converting sunlight into electricity. Fact 4. The coastline keeps changing. California has about 840 miles of coastline, but the exact length is impossible to measure because it's constantly changing. Erosion removes about 8 inches per year in some areas, while sediment deposition adds coastline elsewhere. Entire houses have fallen into the ocean in places like Pacifica as cliffs erode beneath them. Climate change is accelerating this process, with rising seas and more powerful storms eating away at coastal bluffs. Some projections suggest California could lose significant coastal real estate by 2100. The California coast we know today won't be the same coast our grandchildren know. Still keeping track? We're almost there. Fact 3. The state's official motto is in Greek. California's state motto is Eureka, a Greek word meaning "I have found it." It references the gold discovery that sparked the gold rush. It's the only state motto not in English or Latin. The motto appears on the state seal, showing the goddess Minerva, ships entering San Francisco Bay, a grizzly bear, a miner, and the Sierra Nevada mountains. The seal perfectly captures California's identity, a place where people have always come seeking fortune, opportunity, and new beginnings. That sense of discovery and possibility still defines California today. Fact 2. The Hollister Earthquake Machine. The city of Hollister sits directly on the San Andreas Fault, which runs right down the main street. Buildings are literally being torn apart in slow motion as the two sides of the fault creep past each other. Sidewalks have visible cracks, curbs are offset, and building foundations shift constantly. The city has learned to live with it. They repave streets regularly and design flexible infrastructure. Some residents joke that Hollister is California's only city that's in two places at once. It's a living laboratory for studying earthquakes, and a reminder that California is a land constantly in motion. Fact 1. The Golden State got its nickname from flowers, not gold. Most people assume California is called the Golden State because of the gold rush, but the nickname actually comes from the Golden Hills. Every spring, golden California poppies bloom across the state, covering hillsides in brilliant orange gold. During dry summers, the grass turns golden brown, creating the iconic Golden California landscape. The gold in Golden State refers to this natural golden hue of California's wild landscapes, not the metal that lured miners westward. It's fitting. California's real wealth isn't in gold mines, but in its extraordinary natural beauty and perfect climate. So there you have it. 50 incredible, bizarre, and mind-blowing facts about California. From underwater forests to upside-down waterfalls, from extinct grizzlies to underground lakes, from the highest and lowest points in America to cities literally being torn apart by earthquakes, California is a state unlike any other. It's a place where nature operates on extremes, where human ambition has built impossible things, and where the bizarre becomes normal. California isn't just a state, it's a phenomenon. It's where technology companies become more valuable than most countries, where water flows uphill across hundreds of miles, where entire ecosystems exist in tree canopies 200 feet above ground. It's where you can visit the hottest place on Earth and ski on glaciers in the same day, where forests older than civilization still grow, and where the land itself is slowly breaking apart and sliding into the Pacific. What makes California special isn't just one thing. It's the combination of extraordinary geography, wild climate extremes, incredible biodiversity, massive economic power, and a culture that celebrates both natural beauty and human innovation. From Silicon Valley to Hollywood, from Yosemite to Death Valley, from the redwoods to the deserts, California contains multitudes. Which fact surprised you the most? Did we miss any of your favorite California oddities? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this journey through the Golden State's most amazing stories.